Guys, before I start today's episode, I want to tell you about my upcoming Kickstarter project for my brand new product called the Tally Tumbler. Yes, I am finally launching my own product, and it is going to be amazing because it is a 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler that has rotating rings on it that allows you to keep track of your score while you're playing games like golf, tennis, or your favorite backyard game. So if you're interested, links are in the show notes. Check out tallytumbler.com. You can go there right now and pre-order before the Kickstarter starts, or you can wait till the Kickstarter and just shoot me your email so I can give you guys an update on the exact date when the Kickstarter will launch. If I've given you any type of value, I hope that you guys will support me with the awesome product and pre-order today so you can get your hands on the Tally Tumbler first. www.tallytumbler.com. Play, sip, score. Never lose, score again. Get on it.
This is Toss Talk, where it's all about yard games, having fun, and what it takes to create social entertainment. With your host and creator, Kelvin, on Toss Tunes Radio.
Hey, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of Toss Talk. And today we are playing Sauce Toss. Yes, if you like hockey, you are going to like this game. It is like cornhole, pretty much mixed with hockey. And it's just exhilarating because when you get that sauce pass right in that net for points, oh man, you're going to want to be playing this game all day. I have the owners on the line chatting about the game. We get into it. Let's get into this chat. Oh, and before I forget, as always, links are in the show notes. Check this game out and get yourself a set. Let's get into it.
Kelvin.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So I got you on here with John, my business partner.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How about you, Kelvin?
I'm good. Little cold and rainy Sunday here, but not too bad.
Whereabouts are you at?
Virginia Beach, Virginia. What about you guys?
Oh, nice. You guys are getting a storm, eh?
Yeah. We're not getting any snow, but it's storming.
I was just out in the western part of Virginia about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Blacksburg.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's about like 3-4 hours away.
Yeah. Now we're in Minnesota here, right by the Twin Cities.
Oh, nice. I've never been out that way. That's cool. Yeah, let's hop into this. I've been following your game for a while. It's really cool. I'm glad that there is a additional hockey game because there's another one that's actually pretty big out there as well. How did you guys actually come up with the game, and tell me about the background of leading up to the business and everything?
Yeah, so it was about, I don't want to say 2013. I wanted to bring some sort of hockey component to Iowa State tailgates. I played at Iowa State. And then, upon graduating, we'd go to games, and I wanted to somehow make a hockey players be able to bring their sticks and play around. And I thought that, what if there's a smaller net, big net? Maybe that's kind of like a cornhole game. And so I prototyped a bunch of different options. And so we would play at tailgates, and all my friends were like, "This is awesome. Like, you should do something with this." I'm like, "Well, maybe I should." And so that's kind of how it all started. It was just trying to bring a game for us to play, at tailgates. That's how it originated. And I saw how much fun people were having playing it. And I'm like, well, maybe we got something here. So,
and how did you two decide to partner up?
Yeah, so Cort, when he was prototyping it, he brought it up a few times because he was down in Iowa at that time. He brought it up to Minnesota a few times, and we were kind of going back and forth on it because I have a background in some launching consumer products into the
Okay.
marketplace.
Nice.
And so we kind of went back and forth on it. And, then Cort brought it out. Basically, Cort's family has a manufacturing company for exercise equipment, essentially.
Oh, wow.
And so he brought it to them, and they kind of worked together to help create it. And just eventually it got to a certain point where we were like, hey, I said to Cort, let's take this on full time. And at that point, Cort was in medical sales, and he really took the leap out to really jump into this at that point.
Okay.
And that was it. So I had a background in it, so I could help take it to certain areas we needed to take it from there.
Dang, that sounds a little bit lucky, but also like you guys had some insight as to, the marketplace and everything like that. I mean, just having a friend that's, launching products and then having a manufacturing company that's at your disposal. Not everybody has that.
Yeah. That's the thing. Anytime anyone comes out with a product or any business and people think, wow, they got lucky or they came out in thin air with this, like, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
There's always a big background to, I think, anything that makes it somewhere.
Very true. Very true. So what version are you on from like the original concept of it?
So from the original concept, we've changed probably maybe 5 different iterations.
Oh, wow.
Where we started out with we used like a metal framing and our plastic sheet, and we were screwing the holes in, and that was very laborious. So we had to figure out another way. So we shifted to a rotationally molded board. So somewhat like you would see like a Lifetime kind of table, that kind of plastic, and it was a little thicker because it had to be. And then we were listening to the consumers, and it was heavy. It was very durable and very, it was fun to play. Everyone loved it, but it was heavy, and it was hard to take where, these places that people love to play soft toss.
Yeah.
And so we shifted to a different concept, and now it's exactly where I've always wanted. Kind of checks the boxes on everything that I wanted soft toss to be able to do, and I think we're more than happy than where the product is now.
Nice,
the tough part is,
keep going.
Some products, big companies will take their time to get this perfect product before you launch it. I don't think anyone knew that soft toss was just going to become so big so fast. So it kind of had to be whatever was first being made is what had to be sold. And then it just kept having to change from there as it grew, just because it just grew so quickly.
Yeah. That's really cool. And also, I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people that are creating games, and some of them don't even catch on right away. So it's actually kind of nice that you had a little bit of a following, and then people just wanted more of the product. And it's good you got to have some user feedback on it too, because you don't always get proper user feedback.
Putting it up there, it just went crazy, and my parents couldn't keep up with production. I mean, they were like, and because of the design of that model at the time, it was a lot of man hours, and they just couldn't keep up. So that's kind of where we had to shift to the molded board, and now we got it to really dialed in, and we're really happy with what we did. But it was kind of one of those things, like, I don't know if this is going to work. It might not. So we're gonna try it anyway.
Yeah, I know, taking that risk, being entrepreneurial. Yeah. I like it. A little bit more about the manufacturing. Is your parents' company, it's in the U.S., is that correct?
Yep. Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Very cool. And are they doing all the pieces for it, like the pucks and everything, or?
No, we source a lot of stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The process has really changed now that we got to the point where we're in pure hockey.
Yeah.
We're in these selling mass market. We're selling in all throughout Europe, and we had to make the decision, because in order to supply enough boards, it couldn't be done through Cort's family's company anymore,
Okay.
which means, we couldn't have that cheap labor, and they were really kind of helping out on some
Yeah.
things. And in order to offer a premium product, which we do, with the premium gameplay NHL quality nets, we had to move manufacturing overseas. Otherwise, to supply enough boards with high quality in the U.S., we tried every single thing possible, or Canada. We would have to sell the product for, $300 to offer a premium game. Otherwise, we're cutting corners. So right now, we work with a great manufacturer overseas, and it is sourced overseas, but it was the only way to offer our consumer the best game, best gameplay, best quality. So that's where it is now. Every aspect now is overseas.
Okay.
And that's just as of the last year.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, everybody kind of eventually moves overseas to get that better pricing, but it's also good that you guys were able to, have it here for a little bit and really work out the kinks before you actually shipped it over there.
Yeah.
But next question, how'd you guys actually come up with the name, and then how do you guys actually play the game?
So the name came up. So in hockey, a saucer pass is when you pass a puck and it kind of flies like a frisbee or flying saucer. And it's a skillful pass that they use to get over defender's stick. And I would say, I don't know, so in hockey, and John would probably agree, that when you toss sauce, it's a cool way, like hockey players are proud of that pass because it's a kind of a sexy way of, moving the puck. So, the concept of tossing sauce it's nothing new. And I just came up with the name. I don't know exactly why, but I remember I looked on GoDaddy. I checked. Sauce Toss
Nice.
was available. And I was like, this is a sign. Like, that was the pivotal moment where I'm like, all right, I think we should do this. And so that's when I had that that website domain, I was like, all right, I'm doing this, because I do believe in the name is super important, and
it is.
It's so like sauce toss, and then toss, obviously, just like you, it's a yard game. Connection.
I probably have toss. I have all the domains for toss going on over here. I actually played a little bit of hockey growing up, and I do remember scooping kind of the puck like that and kind of flinging it. So it's cool, it's incorporated and supposed to be in part of the game like that. And I just like the name as well because it's easy to remember. You can definitely brand it correctly. So you guys did a good job with that.
Appreciate it.
So actually, how do you play the game? Is it anything tricky about it, or because I actually haven't played yet? So explain to the listeners, how do you play?
Yeah, so it's just like cornhole or bags or traditional backyard game.
Okay.
Except for you use a hockey stick and you use a puck, it's meant for the game. So we make a puck for the game.
Okay.
And essentially, there's a small net, which is 3 points, a big net, which is 1 point. You can play 1-on-1. You can play 2-on-2. We've hosted big tournaments, and you have 3 pucks, and one guy on one side goes, or a gal, and then the other one on the same side. So if you're playing 2-on-2, it's just like bags, same rules.
Okay.
You toss the puck in the air. If it lands right on the board, it can go in the 1 point or the 3 point. If it hits before it hits the board, then it's considered fair game, where the opposing team can actually they can try to stop it and deflect it, or play they can play defense. So it's first to 21. That's what makes it so fun, is the variability of gameplay, because someone can go and put 3 3-pointers in a row, and all of a sudden you go up by 9 points. That's our patented system within the game, which really differentiates us from any other any other
Yeah.
player within this industry is that we really have that 1.3 point. It's so fun to play. Really makes big competition, because if someone's sinking 3-pointers, it just instantly turns the game around. So
No, I like it. I like the concept. Definitely seems like a true like hockey game, and it's cool to see all these sports have like a nice little like yard game for them, and to do a good one for hockey. That you guys did a great job with that.
No, appreciate it.
Yeah. I always said that, anytime you can get a hockey stick in a hockey player's hands in a social setting, it's just like a win-win, because hockey players like to show off what they do.
It's a natural.
Yeah.
You're at home.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it. So you guys did mention that you're kind of selling all over in Europe and Canada. What's like your current marketing strategies right now? Like what are you doing?
So we're essentially, we've taken the last year to hone in on our branding, packaging, and making the right videos, because, there are competitors in this marketplace, and essentially, every other player in this marketplace basically puts a hodgepodge of other products together that are in the market, and then they sell them in a kit per se. Okay. And when we've been at trade shows, whenever anyone comes by our booth, they go, "Oh, another soft game." They go, "Whoa, wait, no, hold on. This is different than all the others. It has a 3-point, 1-point aspect. It's just like that. Like, okay, I want this. This is the one." And so I said, okay, that's what we need to do. There's a lot of confusion in the marketplace. So essentially, what we're doing is educating people that, hey, all these games are great. They're all fun. And this one, Sauce Toss in particular, has this gameplay, a premium gameplay atmosphere. So now we're just really taking the time to educate the consumers, marketing to the consumers that this is the way this one is played. And it's really, we get phone calls all day, every day saying, I researched everything and holy cow, this is the one I want. And so that's really what we're doing. We're educating. We're not trying to outmarket anybody. We're just educating.
No, that's good. That's a good way to put it, because like I said earlier, I've seen a couple different ones, like kind of like your product, but I obviously was like, oh, this one definitely looks a lot better than a lot of the other ones out there. Especially it seemed like it could play just a little bit better with the 1 and 3 points. So yeah, that's good. You just got to educate, say what you're doing, and get it out there. So
yeah. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've always said that, people will be playing Sauce Toss on even a different, whether it's a homemade version or, and this goes back to the beauty of the name. We're kind of like the Kleenex, the Xerox of that space, because, it truly is. Everyone thinks of when you're playing a sauce game, it is Sauce Toss. And so now, to Johnny's point, we're just trying to let everyone know we are the premium product and the original Sauce Toss.
What's the premium product and premium gameplay is really what we're pursuing, is because that's what, with anything we're doing, that's every single product that we're coming out with. It's premium product, premium gameplay. Where like if you look at even on Amazon for Sauce Toss, we just really started a year ago putting it on there. I think all the competitors have about 4 or 5 years. We have 50 verified reviews, and it's a full 5-star, which is kind of insane, because you always see 4.5 stars or 4 1/4 or 4 3/4. So the consumer's really getting it. For us, that's what we're educating, is that we're premium, and it's not just the quality of the product. It's the style you play in our patented system. So that's really what we stand behind, is high quality, but high quality play. So we're not just a Me Too product. Everything has got its own system that will be patented.
I like that because people can also tell when you do like, premium packaging and just the quality of the product that it will translate into that word of mouth when somebody sees the game and they're like, oh, I want to get one. And, they play a little bit and that just stems through. So yeah, it's a good job that you guys have that mindset, and it's definitely showing in your product.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We'll be right back after this short break. Hey, while we're on the break, I just want to remind you guys that Toss Talk listeners get $5 off their first purchase of one of the newest yard games out there, DELU. Yes, the creator, JT, we just had him on an episode. Phenomenal guy. I love the game. Personally, it's fun indoors and outside. So check him out on Instagram. Links are in the show notes, but pick yourself up a game. $5 off. Get on it. Use promo code TOSSTALK. All right, let's get back into this. All right, so welcome back. Let's get back into this chat. What has been like the most challenging part of setting up, like the supply chain and like distribution? Is there anything that like stuck out to you that was like a difficult task?
I think, as always, it's the growing pains of trying to figure out a manufacturing process and trying to figure out as you grow, you outgrow manufacturers like we talked about.
Yeah.
Finding distribution channels and then just finding a manufacturer that can be up to your quality. And so there's always growing pains when it comes to that. And especially when we're trying to make something premium, the amount of samples that we went through over and over and over just to get what we want. And then finally to get what we want and then start to move forward. So that's always a process for any sort of a product.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say there's
true.
one thing in particular. It's everything.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's everything. Yeah, it is a process. I mean, even just doing something simple, you need a lot of samples, especially not being in the same area as somebody, so you're not sitting there watching them make the product. So, the communication and getting what you want. So it's a tough process.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So when you guys were starting up the business and everything, besides using like friends and families and everything like that, what do you think, what was like your biggest like tools, or what was like the most helpful thing that you found or used that, helped you set everything up?
Well, I would say that getting feedback from friends and family, people like Johnny, even though he wasn't involved in the business, I went to him and I'm like, am I crazy or is there something here? And he gave me a lot of insight and, feedback on how to do it. And yes, there is something here and you should do it. So I leaned on a lot of, what I call like my mastermind group of friends that, and associates that, know more about the space or have great advice on how to launch a product and if I even have something. And, when I was inventing it, my dad didn't believe in it.
No.
I had to make a good enough prototype that it one day just clicked with him. He's like, okay, we'll try it. And then, come to put it on the market, it went crazy. And he's like, all right, you were right.
Yeah. And then from there, obviously, Cort's family making the product. So without them making the product for the beginning, it all would have been pretty much impossible at that point.
Yeah. And they're a small operation. So it literally was them making the product. They have one other employee. So they put their blood, sweat, and tears in it. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be where we're able to be today. So,
wow, that's very cool. It sounds like you had a little bit of, just like not giving up versus also a little bit of luck on your way. So that's good though. I mean, everybody needs a little bit of that.
Yeah. And I remember my roommates at the time, I was in my room, like sketching drawings, and they would laugh at me like, what are you doing? Like, and I just, I shoved it aside, and that's part of the inventor mentality, right?
It is,
what is it? Every good idea starts as blasphemy.
Yeah.
And that's so true. And it's just about taking that risk and believing in not only obviously yourself, but what you're trying to do and what product you're trying to bring to market.
Hey, mate, good job for you for not giving up and having that insight. It's tough, but when you finally get to this stage, you're getting a lot of good feedback. It does feel validating and it does feel good. So good job on that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. One little side bit is I remember when I was, made one of the first prototypes and I brought it to like a bar with the boys, and I was so protective of it. There was like some guy like taking photos of it. I'm like, whoa, no. And like, so then I'm like, well, maybe I should like hide this for a little bit just in order to get it before I get, something stolen from me. But my friends always joked about how like protective I was of it.
Hey, everybody goes through that. It's tough. I mean,
know. Yeah.
You wanna protect your baby, and you don't know if somebody's gonna try and run off with it. I mean, most of the time it doesn't happen, but there's always that one time.
I know.
Oh man. Let's move on to the random question round. If Cort, you can go first, and you can follow up after that. And just ask you some random questions here, and let the listeners get to know a little bit more about you guys. All right. So, first question. All right. If you're having a party, what is your go-to side dish to make?
Well, if I'm making it myself, it's probably my air fried wings. I've kind of got that down to a science. And with I make a really nice buffalo with a little truffle oil, butter. It's a great sauce, and that's usually a go-to hit. I really dialed the air fryer in, so that's probably my go-to. I don't know about what do you think, Johnny? What is yours? I don't think you don't.
So mine would be guac. So I know you don't eat it, but like if I was to make it, I think I'd make a mean guac. So it's very good.
Nice.
Great avocado, plenty of onion, garlic, lime, the right salt and pepper. So I just keep it simple. Guac.
Nice. I do a really good salsa. A lot of fresh vegetables and spicy. Yeah. Nice. I like it. Making me hungry now. All right. Question number 2. So, what is your favorite backyard game to play, besides Sauce Toss?
Well, so in college, we played a lot of Beersby.
Oh, yes. With
the Frisbee. And and I love that game. But also we played beer darts, which I haven't played since college, which is a little more dangerous because you're literally taking metal darts and throwing them, and I've seen them get stuck in people's feet. But
oh my God,
we used to play that a lot. Those two were probably my most favorite ones playing. But Beersby is definitely a go-to for me.
Nice, Johnny. What about you?
So going back to being a kid, it's a no-brainer. 500.
Oh, 500 throw it back. Yes.
I just loved playing. I would still get involved in a game of 500 as long as it was competitive and you had some people really into it. A real competitive game of 500.
Is that when you throw the jackpot?
Yeah. So 500 with a rough game with some individuals who really want to play. That I love the good game of 500.
Did you ever play with that that Nerf ball that went like extra far? That football that I remember playing with that
for
thing.
Sure. I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they had the one that whistled.
Yes.
I like a good game of croquet. I really do. It's kind of fun, but 500's got to be my all-time favorite.
I like it. Oh,
So
that's
it's
a
got to be
random game.
highly competitive. No,
Yeah,
like,
it's got to
you
be
know,
competitive. Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be competitive, pushing, shoving, all of that.
It can't be a lazy game.
Exactly.
Well, what about you?
Oh man, I love all the games, but
Yeah.
Bocce Ball is my favorite. I grew up playing bocce on the beach. It was a funny thing, like I didn't even know Bocce Ball was played like in courts and stuff for like the longest time. I was like, I thought this was just a beach game.
I love Bocce Ball.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We
that's
actually
pretty
have
much how
a place here in Minnesota.
A league.
It,
Yeah, they play
but
the
on
bar.
the Brits, yeah, it's like a rooftop of a bar, and they got this beautiful manicured lawn, and it's what it's made for, and
Nice.
it's a pretty sweet deal they got.
Yeah, it's a sick bar because it's all these like South Americans and Europeans that go there because they play a lot of European football, like with this projector.
Oh,
and
wow.
so you basically sit out there, drink, and play bocce ball.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite bars.
Nice. Yes. But I mean, Bocce Ball is like, it's been around forever, but it's still, you see more bars and stuff popping up with it. It's just, keeps coming back up, being timeless. So I love it.
Your logo, is that a bocce ball?
It is. Because I started with the bocce league and everything, and that's how I kind of got into this whole yard game thing. Because I'm like, oh, there's other games besides bocce, and yeah, it just kind of took off from there. Because I have my own bocce league here in Virginia Beach, and yeah, just kind of started growing it and just doing all the games now.
Very cool.
All right. So next question: if you had to get rid of a yard game or sport, what would it be?
Ooh.
Tough one.
Wow. That's, I don't know. Does Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
It's a video game. Yeah.
We have our hairdresser. Our hairdresser who actually comes over here, like when stuff work.
Yeah.
She was on it and playing and showing us this, and we were like, she was telling us about the people who have like died, walking with their heads down, and we're like, this game's gotta go. This is the game. If we could pick a game that has to go, it's an outdoor game, it's Pokemon.
Yes.
Some people love it. I get it, but
I do like the little bit of the augmented reality, how it is kind of going towards that way. I love that. I do think it could be, done with something a bit better or something different.
It's definitely the future where a lot of things are going. Obviously, we don't quite understand that world enough, so it's just a fun way to poke fun at it. But
yes.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
All good. Pokemon Go, you're out of here. Oh man. All right. So for both you guys, are you guys both hockey players or?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
We both played junior hockey, which is, after high school, and most college players, they have to play some years of juniors. And so John played in the USHL for 4 years. He's got a better track record than I do, but I played a couple years in Saskatchewan, Canada, and then I went to Iowa State, and then he went to Bemidji. But John's been all over the place. What all teams did you play for?
Well, I played for the U.S. National Development Program,
nice.
Which was fun. So we got to go to Europe
Very
a couple times. Played in a couple of world championship tournaments. Obviously played juniors. We won the Clark Cup, so that the U.S. Clark Cup, which is kind of a big deal in USHL. And that's actually how Cort and I even would know each other, is because my good friend on that team down in Des Moines, Iowa, when I lived there, ended up being Cort's college roommate.
Oh,
and
wow.
so that was the connection, was playing junior hockey, and then college hockey was how we got to know each other.
That's very cool. I love it. I love the connection going on. It's kind of mind blowing right now. So this next question is going to be perfect. So, who makes your FiveASide hockey team, dead or alive, professionally, if you had to pick?
Yeah, and that was tough because you don't want to necessarily a bunch of superstars all on the same line. So I was I'm thinking on the blue line, you got Bobby Orr, you got Nicholas Lindstrom, and then Gretter obviously has to center.
No brainer.
That's just he's my favorite player of all time. And then, you would need somebody like maybe a crafty, I think Joe Thornton would be good, but he's also a center too. But so let's see, I will go Gretter, Patty Kane, and Todd Bertuzzi for a little toughness.
All right.
I'm gonna take out Kane though, and I'm gonna put Brett Hull, because I wanna see Gretter feed Brett Hull one-timers.
Yeah, that mean shot.
And just to have a fun, and he trash talks so much. And then the last thing is I'm going to put Belfour as goalie.
Ooh.
Because he's such a character.
Yeah. The Eagle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put Belfour. Who would you put for goalie?
For goalie, I would put I don't know why, but I always loved Hasek. I loved the way he played, and he had the skinny pads and the different helmet and slinky for a spine, as they say. So yeah, that's more probably nostalgia, but yeah.
I like the internal debate going on between you guys. It's perfect. Oh man. All right, last question. So what is the most influential book you've read?
For me, it's Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I read it when I was younger. It was an important part of my dad's life, and he, wanted to make sure that I was aware of it, even though when I read it the first time when I was younger, I didn't really understand it. But it's always been kind of like my Bible life lesson, kind of a way for when I'm down or even when I'm up, I'll flip to a page and get some insight. And it's just always been kind of a thing for me that has kept a positive influence in my life. And I know I'm sure John's is a little different, but we do like to read a lot of books, and we're definitely, always looking for the next thing.
That's
what would
good.
you say, John?
I like that.
Yeah, mine hands down, without a doubt, is Atlas Shrugged. And lesser known in our generation, but it actually used to be a mandatory university college book that everyone had to read.
No.
And it hasn't been for a very long time now. But Atlas Shrugged, without a shadow of a doubt, is by far the most important book I will ever read.
Oh wow,
so,
I like it. I have to check those out. It is nice, when you do find a good book. I know my dad gave me a bunch of books when I was younger, and then reading them later as I grew up, I was like, oh, this kind of hits a little bit different. I kind of like it better. But yeah, it is nice when you have a book that kind of sticks with you, and then you can kind of get some insight when you do reread it again. So I like those.
Yeah, I think you pick up different things, and every time you do that, depending on which stage of your life you're in, it's very true.
Yes, very true. Well, that's it for the random questions. Good answers, guys. I like it. Got to get in depth there a little bit. I just got a few more questions for you guys. So looking back from starting the business, what's one thing you might have done differently, in the beginning?
Well, I think probably any product creator is going to say, that they would have been able to have the little bit of time to work out the tweaks within a product before launching it. And it's actually something we're focusing on a lot now. Sauce Toss just blew up so fast. And all of our future products, we're really trying to come out with our end product the first launch. And so I think with Sauce Toss, it would have been having more time to work out all the tweaks. So the first launch basically was something similar to what we have now.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and I will say, like, we started it off a very small budget. And
yeah, that's a
it was
big
like me
factor.
and Johnny brought up the person, my college roommate, Brad Kruger in Des Moines, Iowa. We and my parents started it almost on nothing. So we were kind of running like very, very small. We didn't have a lot of stuff. So we were kind of just shooting from the hip, so to speak.
Okay.
So yeah, if we had the time and resources to actually do it the way that it is now, that would be, advantageous, but that wasn't the case. So we had to do what we had to do.
I hear, but also sounds like you guys, definitely have thought about that, and moving forward towards future products, you kind of, got that one win under your belt, so you kind of know what to do for the next one. It makes things a little bit easier. So it's good that you're kind of learning
they're
from
always
it.
a little faster after that.
Yep. Next question. So what are you currently excited about for the business? Like, what's coming up for you guys?
Well, that is going to be obviously the continuation of marketing to the consumers out there of, what our game is, what Sauce Toss is. And then also we have it's going to be 3 different products that we're going to be launching, all within different categories of hockey,
Wow.
all patentable with premium gameplay, premium products. So they're major market disruptors, because in every category they're going to go into, they're just so much better than every single thing that's out there. And it's kind of like Sauce Toss, no different. If we were to enter the market after everybody else, it's just the premium product. Now, The other markets we're entering aren't new categories like Sauce Toss. They're all existing categories we're jumping into with products that are just so far superior to anything out there.
Nice.
And that's just the way they're used in the gameplay aspects. So I can't really get into what they are.
All good, all good.
But there's 3, and they're all training aids. They're not games.
Okay, sweet. Hey, well, when you're ready, let me know. I'll get you back on here. We could talk about them all. So that sounds
Absolutely.
very exciting. And I'm glad that you guys are pushing it and, making more products, because that's what you got to do as a company. You got to grow, got to evolve, and stay relevant.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right. So last question here. As yard game entrepreneurs, what is like your mantra or quote that you're living by that gets you up every day, ready to do business and sell Sauce Toss?
Well, one of the things Johnny and I always talk about, especially this year, when a lot of companies were forced to or had to sit on the bench, we're dropping the mitts and doubling down. So we've doubled down, reinvested in every aspect of the company. But as far as one mantra, I don't know. We always talk about Bruce Lee's quote, "Be water." And it's just being able to be fluid and adapt to the changes. So, stuff comes up like COVID and all that stuff. We're water. We're formless. What do you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's really a mantra. There's a lot of different things in the wall in the house. There's not a mantra that's constantly just going by. I think it is so true for this year, though, when even our manufacturer's like, hey, we understand if you don't want to make this order. And we made the decision on everything, because we even launched a new product this year, that we were going to go harder and faster and invest more money when a lot of people were scared, let's just say, and rightfully so. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are companies that were scared that probably should have been investing, and now we've seen that they don't have inventory. We just said we are going to take the risk knowing that we could lose everything, and we're just going to double down. And that's kind of what we've done on everything now. And what we're going to keep doing is dropping the gloves whenever the opportunity arises, and either we're going to get beat up or we're going to keep going forward. So wouldn't say there's like a really token mantra. It's kind of some more made up inside talks and situations like that.
Well, I love it, guys. Just from the mindset that you guys have, I really have gotten a good insight about, about hockey and just, how you're looking at business and just how you're viewing your product and just honing in on where you want to focus on. And that says a lot, because a lot of businesses, they're still just all over the place. So it's good to have a good competency about what you want to do. So I commend you guys on that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Colin.
And that's all I got for you guys. That's that's a good chat going on. Got some minutes here. I look forward to keep following your business. I look forward to your new products coming out, and I wish you guys all the best. And thanks again for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Alan. Really appreciate it.
We'll circle back.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be in touch.
All right. You.
Take care.
All right, later.
Bye.
That was Cort and Johnny, the owners and operators of Sauce Toss. Yes, if you have not seen this game, it is so cool. It's like the cornhole for hockey, but as you heard from them, all premium products. Check it out. Links are in the show notes. Get yourself a set. If you like any type of hockey whatsoever, this needs to be added to your backyard. All right. And I will have plenty of more games coming up for you guys. Like I keep saying, the list is endless. And thank you guys for sticking around, tuning in, and definitely leave me some comments, feedbacks. If there's anything you guys want me to cover or any game you want me to get on, let me know. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.